Welcome to the NPC Energy podcast. Get ready for another simulated journey as we dive into a question that, well, it gnaws at all of us. Can we bend time to our will? Today, we're not just talking about better schedules. We're exploring that really deep desire to squeeze more out of every second and maybe even, flute with the idea of outrunning the clock itself.
Right.
All viewed through the lens of reality hacks.
It's such a universal feeling, isn't it? That relentless march of time, the sense that it's constantly slipping through our fingers.
Totally.
And that innate human drive to find some semblance of control over it. It's incredibly powerful.
Exactly. So for this simulated journey, let's try a different approach. Instead of seeing time as this unchangeable thing,
Force. Yeah.
what if we considered it a system? Maybe even one with its own set of rules and vulnerabilities, something we could potentially hack.
That's the core of what we're unpacking today on the NPC Energy podcast. We'll be looking at time management, productivity techniques, not just as helpful suggestions, but as potential simulation exploits. And that ultimate human quest for a longer life, we're framing that as nothing less than attempting to hack immortality.
Okay, think about video games for a second. Time in those worlds is often super flexible.
Oh, absolutely.
You can pause a frantic battle, slow down a critical moment for a perfect shot, even fast forward through boring bits.
That's a fascinating parallel. It really makes you wonder if our feeling of being constantly under pressure, battling the clock, isn't just the default setting of our own reality.
Like we're stuck.
Almost like a non-player character, an NPC, stuck in an endless loop of just doing the same things over and over.
And it makes you ask, are those people who seem super productive, the ones just effortlessly navigating their days, have they somehow stumbled onto the cheat codes for managing time?
Let's maybe transition from these intriguing theories to some practical methods, shifting from the idea of in-game cheat codes to actual techniques we can explore.
As potential exploits.
As potential exploits, to boost our own productivity.
All right. Leading our list of productivity exploits is the Pomodoro Protocol. It sounds pretty technical, but it's actually remarkably simple at its core.
Developed by Francesco Cirillo, right, back in the 80s. Named after a tomato timer, believe it or not.
The kitchen timer, yeah.
The basic idea is you work in focus bursts, usually 25 minutes. Then you take a short break, 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Repeat that cycle, and after maybe 4 rounds, you take a longer break, 15, 30 minutes. Simple structure, but the power is in that enforced concentration.
Right. From our NPC Energy perspective, each 25-minute work period, it's like sending a priority interrupt to your brain, your own personal CPU, you could say. For that dedicated time, you're basically telling it, hey, all resources go here, ignore everything else.
Yeah, ignore those background distractions trying to pull you away.
Exactly.
And those little 5-minute breaks are so important. They're like a cognitive reset, really. Help prevent burnout.
Keeps you from crashing the system.
Sort of.
Yeah.
Lets your brain clear its cache, maybe consolidate what you just learned. Research actually backs that up.
What's really key, though, is that a Pomodoro is indivisible. That's the rule.
Ah, right. If you get interrupted, the block doesn't count.
Yeah. That urge to check your phone, that email ping, treat them like system-generated distractions trying to mess you up. Note it down, deal with it later, but protect that focus.
It's kind of like a temporary focus buff in an RPG,
Totally.
But it always has that cooldown period, the break, or maybe like managing a mana bar, short bursts, then recover. It's efficient.
Francesco Cirillo himself, he talked about inverting time, which I think is a really cool idea.
How so?
Well, we usually feel time as this pressure, right? Bearing down on us. Pomodoro helps turn it into something you actively spend, a resource.
Ah, I see. So each completed Pomodoro is like a unit of work done, a point you scored.
Exactly. Instead of this abstract weight, it's measurable output, a record of what you did.
And you contrast that with NPCs in games, often stuck in these repetitive, inefficient loops. Pomodoro forces you to pick a task, focus, push back against that default NPC script of just being distracted.
And that feeling when you first try it, that resistance to sticking to the timer.
Yeah.
Could that be the simulation's physics engine? Just trying to maintain your usual inertia, pull you back to procrastinating.
Interesting thought. Okay, so our next productivity exploit shifts focus a bit from short bursts to a broader organization, time blocking.
Right. This goes beyond just a to-do list.
Yeah.
You're actually mapping out your day, assigning specific time slots to specific tasks.
Exactly. Not just, I need to do these things, but 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. is for emails, 10 a.m. to noon is for that big project, and so on.
You're basically turning your day into a pre-planned level map.
The exploit here is that you're proactively allocating your mental resources. You're telling the simulations OS, okay, between these hours, primary processing goes here.
And techniques like task batching fit in here too, right? Grouping similar stuff together.
Absolutely. Grouping those smaller, maybe less demanding tasks like answering quick emails or making calls into one block. It minimizes context switching, less overhead for your brain's CPU.
Like keeping similar apps open instead of constantly closing and reopening them. It just makes sense.
And then you've got day theming, taking it even further.
Dedicating whole days.
Yeah, like admin Monday, deep work Wednesday, meeting Friday. It's like assigning entire server clusters to specific functions, super focused.
In game terms, time blocking is like your scheduled quest log. You're not just listing quests, you're scheduling when you'll tackle them.
Right. And batching tasks is like doing all your fetch quests in one efficient run.
Exactly. And day theming is like having dedicated raid days or crafting days.
What's really interesting, too, is how the whole process, identifying tasks, estimating time, prioritizing, scheduling, reviewing it, mirrors debugging code.
How so?
You find the bugs, your tasks, estimate complexity, time needed, prioritize the critical ones, write the patch, schedule the block, and then see if the fix worked.
That's a great analogy. It also forces you to face that planning fallacy thing.
Oh, yeah. We always think things will take less time than they do.
Time blocking makes you be more realistic. Unlike an NPC just following its path, you're actively analyzing and trying to optimize your own daily script.
And when things inevitably pop up and you have to readjust your blocks, maybe that's just the simulation's chaos engine resisting your attempt to impose order, just throwing a wrench in the works?
Could be. Okay, final productivity exploit. And this one's a bit more elusive, maybe. The flow state.
Ah, yes. That feeling of complete immersion. Time just melts away. You're super focused, maybe creative.
Mihaly Csikszentmihalyi called it the optimal experience, right?
Exactly. And it usually happens when the challenge of what you're doing perfectly matches your skill level.
Not too easy, not too hard.
Precisely. Not boring, not anxiety-inducing, just right.
So from our NPC energy view, flow could be a major exploit. Maybe it's an intentional feature, like an Easter egg.
Or maybe it's just something that emerges when the system's pushed to its optimal limits. You get this laser focus because the simulation is dedicating all available processing power to what you're doing.
And that feeling Csikszentmihalyi mentioned, the loss of self-consciousness.
Yeah.
Could that be the system just shutting down non-essential background tasks, like your inner critic or random thoughts?
Possibly. And crucially, there's the transformation of time. Hours feel like minutes or moments stretch out.
Right.
That strongly suggests you might literally be operating at a different processing speed than the normal simulation clock.
And it feels good, right? Intrinsically rewarding. Csikszentmihalyi called it autotelic.
Maybe the system rewards that state of hyper-efficient processing.
The gaming parallels here are so obvious. Bullet time from The Matrix or Max Payne.
Definitely. Where everything slows down except you. Or focus meters in games like Red Dead Redemption, slow-mo dodges. The world decelerates, but you feel heightened.
And finding that challenge skill sweet spot is like tweaking the difficulty settings for maximum engagement.
Yeah, and the activities that often induce flow coding, writing, music, sports, even complex organizing, they're all like demanding gameplay requiring deep concentration.
Think about the main characteristics. Work time, no ego, intense focus, effortless action, sense of control. Doesn't that sound like player character abilities?
It really does. NPCs don't seem to get time dilation or that level of focus.
So maybe achieving flow is like a temporary upgrade from NPC to player character, maybe even getting brief admin privileges.
It's a compelling idea, but why is it so hard to get into flow and stay there?
Good question.
Could it be a system safeguard? A feature meant to be rare to stop us operating too far outside the normal parameters all the time.
Okay, we've covered a lot of ground with these theoretical time hacks. To kind of pull it together, we made what we're calling the time hack cheat sheet.
Great. Just a quick summary, the core mechanics, the simulation exploit theories, the game analogies for Pomodoro, time blocking, and flow state, a handy reference.
Theory's great, but here on NPC Energy, we also like digging into, well, weird experiences. We got this. Let's call it anonymous source feedback from a productivity forum. Designation, Cubicle Dweller 7. Let's hear their story.
Okay. fictional testimony, one speaker. Yeah. So I started doing that Pomodoro thing, right? 25 on, 5 off. Worked great for my TPS reports, but then weird stuff. During one 5-minute break, I went to the kitchen, made coffee, came back, sat down. Timer goes off for the next 25-minute block. Okay, weird, felt fast. But then, during the next break, I go to the kitchen, make the exact same coffee, same motions. Barista bot colleague says the exact same thing. Have a good one. Blank stare. It looped like 3 times. The coffee tasted staticky the 3rd time. And the clock on the microwave. It flickered between the break time and the start time of the previous work block. I ditched the timer. Now I just stare at spreadsheets until my eyes glaze over. It feels safer, less recursive.
Recursive? Wow. That count from Cubicle Dweller 7. It raises some interesting possibilities, doesn't it?
Definitely. Could that intense focus during the work part somehow have triggered a local time glitch during the break?
Like the hyper-focus followed by the quick shift caused a microloop, a hiccup in the timeline.
Maybe the system's garbage collection couldn't keep up. Left bits of the previous time stayed active.
Or maybe they just really, really like coffee.
Huh, could be. But still, it's an interesting little data point in this whole exploration of time glitches.
Okay, so we've looked at hacking time for productivity. But what about the ultimate end game? Escaping our biological lifespan, hacking immortality.
Right. This definitely pushes us into more speculative areas, but that desire to transcend mortality, it's ancient. Let's look at 3 potential immortality exploits.
First step, transhumanist upgrades. This is all about using tech, genetic engineering, AI, nanotech, brain-computer interfaces to basically enhance human abilities and overcome biology's limits, including aging itself.
The core idea of transhumanism is that our current biological form, it's not the final version, maybe not even the best one.
Like it's version 1.0.
Kind of. Proponents see aging not as inevitable, but as a biological process, a bug in our code that could potentially be fixed or bypassed with technology.
So from our NPC energy angle, this is like seriously modding your player character. Our bodies are the default avatars, right? With built-in limits and that decay mechanism aging.
Exactly. Transhumanism wants to use external tools, technology, to rewrite those limits.
Imagine genetic engineering, fixing diseases, maybe boosting intelligence or resilience. Nanomedicine, doing constant cell repair, slowing or reversing aging. Brain chips expanding our minds.
It's like the cybernetics in Cyberpunk 2077 or Deus Ex. Going way beyond the initial character creation screen, demanding advanced skills.
It's rejecting the default character sheet.
Yeah, and why is it an exploit? Because it directly challenges the fundamental rules of the game as we know them, accepting aging and death. That could be seen as default NPC behavior, following the script.
But transhumanism is the player mindset.
Questioning the rules, trying to overcome limitations, refusing the standard game over.
Okay, exploit number 2 takes a totally different path. Cryonics. Freezing people legally declared dead.
In liquid nitrogen, extremely cold, with the hope that future tech can revive them.
The key is preserving the brain structure, right? Where memories and personality are supposedly stored.
Exactly. They use cryoprotectants to prevent ice crystal damage, aiming for a glass-like state called vitrification.
So the simulation exploit view here is, it's like the ultimate save scumming.
Pretty much. You hit a critical failure, terminal illness, fatal accident, game over, screen is loading. Instead of accepting, you try to pause and save your current state, specifically your brain structure, by freezing it.
You're making a backup file at the moment of death.
And placing a massive bet on future patches revival tech that can not only fix what killed you, but also repair any damage from the freezing and thawing.
The game analogy is saving right before a tough boss, planning to reload if you fail.
Or cryo-sleep chambers in games like Fallout or Mass Effect, for long trips or just waiting things out.
But it's super expensive. Totally uncertain. No guarantee that save file will ever be usable.
It's like saving a corrupted file and hoping a future update can fix it. You know the current simulation has limits, so you bet on a future version. But what if the patch never comes? What if the file format is obsolete?
Are the cryonauts just digital ghosts? Stuck in frozen hardware, waiting for a server that might never reboot?
It's a chilling thought, which leads us to the 3rd exploit.
Mind uploading. Going fully digital.
Right. The hypothetical process of scanning a brain's complete structure and function, then perfectly emulating it on a computer.
The goal being digital immortality.
Yeah.
Freeing consciousness from the fragile biological hardware.
Potentially existing forever as pure information. You could live in simulations, control robots, make copies of yourself, run at faster speeds.
How will that even work?
Well, proposals range from a destructive copy and upload, scan the brain, create a digital duplicate, original ceases to exist,
Oof.
to a gradual replacement, nanobots slowly replace biological neurons with digital ones, theoretically letting consciousness shift seamlessly.
But the tech for this is nowhere near ready, is it?
Not even close. Mapping the brain is incredibly complex. The computing power needed is immense. Though futurists like Kurzweil are optimistic, it might happen this century.
The gaming analogies are strong here. Transferring your save to the cloud for keeps.
Or becoming an AI within the game world like in Soma. Or uploading to a virtual world like the Oasis in Ready Player One.
But this brings up a huge philosophical issue, doesn't it? The continuity of consciousness problem.
Exactly. If you do the copy and upload, is the digital mind really you? Or just a perfect replica? Does your consciousness transfer, or does it just stop when the original brain stops?
Is digital immortality just creating a really, really convincing NPC of yourself?
That's the unsettling question. And even the gradual replacement. Does it preserve you? Or is it just a slower dilution and copying process? At what point does the original you get replaced?
This exploit sounds like it could cause a major identity crisis.
To say the least.
Okay, let's dip back into the glitch archives. Another report. This one's timestamp is corrupted. Tentatively near future. Subject: Patient 0 Kelvin.
All right, let's hear it. Fictional testimony to speaker. Procedure initiated post-legal death declaration. Standard cryoprotective perfusion protocol utilized. Vitrification appeared successful based on sensor readings. Subject transferred to long-term neuropreservation door. Monitoring systems nominal for standard deviations within expected parameters. Then the anomalies began. Localized temporal distortions detected around the subject's door. Chronotin emissions registered, outside known theoretical limits. Brief, recursive data loops observed in the monitoring feed displaying telemetry from the initial moments of the procedure. Then, for precisely 0.7 seconds, all monitoring systems flatlined. Data stream replaced by a single repeating hexadecimal string. 53, 46, 56, 46, 53, 53, 54, 48, 43, 43, 43, 46, 2, 44, 4A, 44, 43, 40, 44, 44, 4A, 44, 3 themes. Systems return to nominal function immediately after. Anomaly has not repeated, however. Auditory sensors occasionally pick up faint, high-frequency emissions from the door, consistent with legacy data transmission protocols.
Whoa. That hex string translates to safe state corrupted, revert to last checkpoint.
Yeah. That paints a pretty concerning picture. Like, the cryonics attempt itself triggered a critical system error in reality.
Did Patient 0 Kelvin's attempt to make a save state actually crash the simulation? Is their consciousness stuck in a corrupted loop? Or just a loading screen forever?
And those faint emissions, like old data transmissions, could that be some remnant of consciousness trying to get out from the frozen state? A digital echo from a corrupted save?
It definitely casts doubt on the reliability of these immortality exploits. Really makes you think.
It does. So we've gone pretty far out there. What about the strange stuff we run into just day to day? Those moments that feel like reality itself just glitched?
The everyday stutters in the code.
Right. They can be subtle, sometimes unsettling. Let's look at a few common ones.
Okay, first, déjà vu. That weird feeling you've lived this exact moment before. Maybe you even know what's coming next for a split second.
There are lots of theories. Minor memory glitch, like the present gets wrongly tagged as past.
Grain line?
Could be. Connections to dreams, maybe even parallel realities. Or from our NPC energy view. Is it the simulation reloading a microstate? A quick reset?
Then there's lost time, or time skips,
Right.
where hours just seem to vanish. You start something, feel like minutes pass, but nope, hours are gone.
Super disorienting. From a simulation perspective, maybe server lag?
Yeah.
Your personal instance desensing from the main timeline?
Or a forced fast forward during system maintenance we didn't notice.
Possibly. Then the Mandela effect. This one's fascinating.
Yeah.
Large groups sharing the same false memory.
Like Nelson Mandela dying in prison in the 80s, which didn't happen.
Right. Or the Berenstain Bear spelling, the Monopoly Man's monocle.
Wait, she didn't have a monocle.
Nope. Fruit of the loom cornucopia. Never there. Luke, I am your father. The line is, no, I am your father.
Get out of here, really?
Really?
Yeah.
The standard explanation is mass misremembering, suggestion, false info spreading.
Makes sense, I guess.
But the sheer number of people with these vivid, specific false memories leads to wilder theories. Merging timelines. Reality getting patched, leaving some with old memories.
Whoa. Okay, and then there are the straight-up simulation glitches people report.
Yeah, the more blatant stuff. Seeing visual overlays like a HUD for a second.
Like in a game.
Exactly. Repeating action loops, objects vanishing and reappearing, impossible coincidences, people acting really weird, like NPCs glitching out.
Sounds exactly like bugs in video games.
Yeah.
NPCs walking into walls, repeating dialogue, objects clipping through floors.
It does, and it makes you look at everyday repetitive behavior differently, doesn't it?
Like the barista with the same greeting every day, the colleague using the same buzzwords, the neighbor's precise lawn patter.
Could that just be low-level NPC scripting? Maybe déjà vu is just us noticing an NPC's script reset for a second.
What about speedrunners in games? They exploit glitches on purpose to finish fast.
Right. Clipping through walls, manipulating physics.
So are the glitches we see just accidental speedrunning strats? Is someone trying a reality any percent glitchless run and messing up?
The parallels to game lag and physics engine bugs are definitely there.
But what if? What if they aren't bugs? What if they're features?
Go on.
Well, things like déjà vu, maybe even Mandela effects, they're reported everywhere, across history. In complex systems, errors can sometimes be emergent properties, side effects, or even deliberate.
So maybe glitches are just the simulation's self-correction system becoming visible for a moment. Reality doing a quick recalculation.
Or artifacts of our consciousness interacting with time and memory, like a cache miss causing that déjà vu feeling.
Or maybe they're intentional. Easter eggs left by the designers. Hints to make us question things.
Or just a way to add randomness to NPCs. If they are features, what's the point?
Right.
Gnostics, testing our awareness. Or just screen tearing when the simulation gets busy.
So many questions, and we're definitely not the first to ask them. Sci-fi and fantasy have been wrestling with simulations and time manipulation for ages.
Oh yeah, let's look at some pop culture examples. Gotta start with The Matrix, right? 1999.
The absolute touchstone for simulation theory. Humans unknowingly living in a computer world.
And those glitches in The Matrix, like déjà vu, explicitly explained as code changes, anomalies.
And bullet time. Neo's slowing down time isn't just cool slow-mo. It shows him starting to perceive and manipulate the simulation's rules. It's physics.
Neo's journey is the classic NPC to player character story. Waking up, learning the rules, bending them.
Well, the agents are the system enforcers, high-level programs maintaining order, and everyone else, unaware NPCs.
Then there's Groundhog Day, 1993. Bill Murray reliving the same day over and over.
What's great there is the loop isn't broken by some tech glitch or external force.
Right. It's Phil's internal change that breaks it. He goes through confusion, hedonism, despair.
And finally lands on self-improvement, learning skills, helping people. That's what gets him out.
The NPC energy connection is huge. Phil starts as a total NPC, selfish, cynical, trapped. He only breaks free by changing his internal programming.
It suggests maybe the biggest time hack isn't tech, but transforming ourselves. Unlike the other exploits, Groundhog Day implies changing our subjective reality through growth and virtue might be key.
So is the loop a bug? Punishment? Or like a training simulation rewarding becoming a better player?
It really makes you wonder if the simulation, if there is one, rewards personal growth.
Can't forget Doctor Who, the ultimate time-hacking tourist.
With the TARDIS, yeah, going anywhere, anywhen. But the rules are famously flexible.
Wibbly-wobbly, timey-wimey.
Exactly. You have fixed points in time, big events you can't change without massive consequences.
But most of history is fluid, creating alternate timelines, paradoxes.
Right. And the TARDIS itself is practically alive, telepathic, bigger on the inside, unreliable. Often take the Doctor where they're needed, not where they want to go.
The Doctor is definitely the player character, fighting against rigid order.
Right.
Like the Daleks and Cybermen, maybe the ultimate conformist NPCs.
Good point. And there are so many others we could mention.
Quick hits. Source code reliving 8 minutes in a sim. The 13th floor nested simulations.
Existence VR blurring with reality. Dark City reality and memories rewritten nightly.
The Truman Show, artificial life in a dome. Inception dream layers, time dilation. Man, the list goes on.
It really does. So after this whole simulated journey, where does that leave us? Can we really hack time?
Are these techniques and theories real exploits or just, smart psychological tools? And what about immortality?
The answers. Well, like a lot of stuff we talk about on the NPC Energy podcast, they're elusive, aren't they?
Yeah, maybe Pomodoro, time-blocking flow are just good ways to optimize our biological brains. Maybe transhumanism, cryonics, mind-uploading stay sci-fi forever. Maybe glitches are just quirks.
Maybe. But just thinking about it this way, framing our experience like reality could be ACT. That can be really empowering in itself.
Exactly. Whether we're in a simulation or not, acting like we have agency, like we can control our focus, schedule our time, seek out flow, that's choosing to be the player character in your own life.
Yeah. At the end of the day, maybe the biggest time hack is just deciding consciously not to be a passive NPC anymore, to actively engage with your time, pursue your goals with intention.
So what do you think, fellow reality hackers? Have you run into time slips, déjà vu, found a productivity hack that feels like cheating? Got your own glitch theories? We'd love to hear your glitch reports.
That brings us to the end of this simulated journey on the NPC Energy Podcast.
Join us next time on the NPC Energy Podcast. We're going to be diving into the surprisingly complex world of
Pigeons.
Yeah, pigeons, and the theory that they might be more than just feathered pests. Could they be surveillance drones?
Intriguing.
Until then, keep questioning the code.